High school is probably one of the most interesting times of anyone's life. It's probably your first ever girlfriend or boyfriend, your first F. For me, it was my prom, and it was a disaster. So let's set the stage. Me, very young, very sophisticated. I was just in a friend group the entire semester, and it was probably one of my favorite friend groups of all time. I don't know where they are. I don't have any friends, but still, it was my favorite friend group because we were all together having fun, doing stupid things. And I mean, what better friend group is that anyway? And they started adding more and more people because, hello, we're in high school. We're pretty cool, And there was obviously times when I, had crushes. And then there was one person that I had a crush on. I was in 10th grade and she was in 12th grade. That's red flag number one. I don't know what kind of life advice you've ever had in your life, but just don't do that. Don't try spitting game on someone that's so much older than you. That's just not, no, don't do that. I thought I had a brilliant idea of just, I don't know, at first I was just like, oh yeah, she's kind of cute, I guess, whatever. But after a long time I was like, she's kind of good looking. And things like that. So obviously I just, tiny crush. I didn't really want to do anything, but I still had it in my mind. Now, long story short, prom comes in. And at first I wasn't really gonna go, but all my friends were like, oh, come on, man, just go. She's gonna be there. Because, they caught on pretty well that I kind of liked her. So they were like, oh yeah, you should go there because she's gonna be there too. And I'm like, okay, sure, why not? And they were like, but you did invite her, right? And I'm like, what do you mean? You didn't invite her to the prom? Like, hello, go together to the prom? And I'm like, no, why would I do that? Red flag number two. I didn't even ask that person to go out. I mean, she was going to the prom, but I didn't ask for. I didn't ask to go with her. I didn't ask her to go with me. There I was, 10th grade me, horrible haircut, and just no mask because I wanted to be different for some reason. Now I'll show you a few clips of just me and the group goofing around, dancing to music or whatever. Yes, very good times of me being super skinny. Oh my god. I was so skinny. I mean, I'm still super skinny. I haven't changed my weight since high school. But anyways, we were having a hoot and a holler. Just having good old fun. Dancing to music and whatever was happening. So, obviously, let's get to the spicy stuff, or not really spicy stuff. What the heck am I talking about? Let's get into the good stuff, because this dancing and stuff like that wasn't the main focus. I was here to confess. Now, I'm like thinking to myself, like, why? Just don't. Literally, no one asked for this. But I was like, you know what, prom, that's the movie, that's the whole cliche movie. The guy goes to the girl, hey, you wanna dance? And they start dancing. The guy steps on her leg and she's like, the guy's like, oh yeah, oh, I'm sorry. And then the girl's like, no, it's fine. Just look at my eyes and focus on me. And then the couple dances together, and then they go to the slow music And then they're like, oh, this is slow music. What do we do? And then the girl's like, just kiss me. So as you can see, I was an imagination. That's what was going on in my mind. So anyway, that's what was going on in my mind. So I was like, you know what? I have a foolproof plan of just, letting it rip. So I sat down and she was dancing with other people, like other people were doing, and I was just sitting down there just eating cupcakes or whatever. And then my good buddy was telling me, hey man, just go and ask her to dance. And I was like, man, I'm not doing that. But they're like, go 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 go. I'm not really a guy that gets peer pressured into doing stuff, but the drive of just wanting to do it was more powerful than my shyness. So I went up to her and I said, hey, uh, you wanna dance? And she was like, okay, cool, yeah, sick. So then we started dancing, this stuff. I stepped on her she was barefoot the entire time, so that's just great. And then I started stepping on her feet a few times, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I've never danced with anybody in my life. So anyway, yeah, I was dancing, trying to. I was trying to look at her and not look at anyone else because I was very distracted by, the looks and so there were many times that I looked at her and she was just like, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm like, look at me. But yes, I digress. We started dancing, all that mama jamba. She did the thing that was impossible for any dance that's between a guy and a girl. She started doing like this is this, and then the spinny, the spinny roundy move. And she was very short, like very short. So she did that to me. And she had to like reach over. Now I don't know why she did that. Usually it's the man that does it, but I guess she was waiting for me to do it. And I never did. So we danced, we continued, doing stuff. She spun me around. I was like, oh, she did it, so maybe I should do it too. So I did the spinny around, and she could, I guess she didn't get the message because I started doing this and she was like, oh, what's happening? And then she got it, and then she spun. It was a very awkward situation. But anyway, then the music changed, and it was like, okay, that's kind of weird to dance to that. It was like very electronic hip hop music, so it was like, okay, I don't want to dance to that. So we stopped. We just parted ways and whatever. So then I went up to my buddy, and he was like, yo, you killed it, man. I don't know what you did, but you freaking did it. You freaking did it. And I'm like, yeah, it's cool, I guess. But I was like dying in the inside. I was like, oh my gosh, she probably hates me. I am the worst dancer ever. So after a while of the dancing, everyone was just, in their own corners in some tables or something. And she was sitting there, and we all just sat together, and some other people were there, but it was just me, some person, another person, and her. So it was just like me, her, some other person, in one single table. So then she was like, oh, I need to go to the bathroom or something. And I was like, okay. And then the other girl, there was another girl there, and she was like, come on, man, just ask her out or say something nice or something. I was like, I don't know what to say. And she's like, just say it, dude. I mean, that didn't answer my question, but thanks, I guess. Then when she came back, she was like talking to some other person. And I was like, this is a one-time thing, So I had to do what a man gotta do. So I tapped her while she was talking to someone that was very rude. So I tapped her shoulder, and she was like, "Whoa, what happened? What happened?" And I was like, "Hey, I need to tell you a secret." What? I need to tell you a secret. I heard you, but what's the secret? Then I said, I, I, I like you. I've liked you for a long time, and I want to ask you out. And she's like, oh, okay. Never in your life have you ever gotten a worse experience than a girl telling you okay after a confession. So then she was like, "Oh, okay, that's cool, I guess." I mean, she didn't say I guess, but she was like, "Oh, okay, sick, sick." And I was like very like pushy. I was like, "Oh, so do you think the same?" And she's like, "Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah." Basically, she didn't like me. Well, she didn't. It's not like she didn't like me, but it's like, dude, you're 10th grade and I'm 12th grade. It makes sense. It makes sense. But yes, she was like, yeah, yeah, I gotta go. And then when she left, I was like, nailed it. Even though I didn't get any of the hints at all of what she was trying to tell me. So then I stopped in the prom. I was like, okay, well, everyone's leaving. Everyone's like slowly but surely leaving. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna call my parents to pick me up. So I went outside. So then my parents came up, um, and my mom was like, "Hey, how was everything? How was everything?" I was like, "Man, this is the happiest day of my life. This is the happiest day of my life." So then later on in the night, I was like texting her and stuff like that, and then she said, "Hey, sorry to burst your bubble, freaking weirdo, but you're just not my type, and not the age, and nothing else." So basically, she rejected me, as all women do. But yes, I tried to confess to a 12th grader while I was in 10th grade. Now, if you don't call that guts, I don't know what is. True determination for something that's completely impossible. I don't think you would ever do that. Please tell me you don't do that, or you haven't done that, because oh, okay. But yes, she respectfully declined my invitation to absolute nothingness, because, you know, the empty heart in my soul was emptier than ever in that night where she rejected me. But I got over it pretty fast, because later on I was like, why did I ask her? She's literally 12th grade. But anyway, super, super disastrous. Instead of dancing, or a lot of dancing with friends and stuff, I tried to ask out a senior. But thank you for watching. I don't know if you've made it this far, but if you have, thank you. Yeah.